year is 1998, and a young me had ventured off at 19 years of age for the first time to Europe. And one of my first ever destinations was Blackpool. I have not been back to Blackpool since. Much like back then, it wasn't easy getting here, and the reason why that is because of the traffic. The illuminations are on, the town, it's a Saturday night, it's hectic, there's no parking. Do not plan to come here late like I did. I have an event to get to, which is Blackpool's Haunt, and I'm an hour and a half late. I'm essentially gonna only have an hour and 15 minutes to do 8 scare attractions in this particular setup. So I don't know how this vlog is gonna go, so I'm setting it up in advance before I charge into Blackpool from my parking spot. All right, guys, this should be just a real good mess of a vlog. So for those of you that are entertained by those things, enjoy what is gonna be a really crazy hour and a half. It's raining, I'm triple layered, so many stories. I haven't even been in the UK for 24 hours yet. We're at least here. And hopefully this is the right entrance. I have a feeling it's not. I haven't been here in ages. There's so much to cover. I was really hoping Valhalla was gonna be open by the time that I got here. Either way, we're here for 2 days, so even though we won't get any real rides covered tonight, and only the Ghost Train, Infusion, the River Caves, I believe, are the only attractions that are open for the haunt. Hopefully because of the rain, it also will not be too busy, and we can blast through these attractions fast. Blackpool Pleasure Beach, a return for the first time in 24 years. Okay, well, let's add a little intrigue and espionage to this vlog, as I'm trying to confirm with security if I can shoot, because I was told no. I don't really know if that's true, at least outside of the mazes. That doesn't seem fair, especially with a park that looks so stunningly beautiful. So we're gonna get some covert shots. We're actually at the back of the park by Infusion, their SLC that is much loathed, but it is themed to a Sirens type of submersion event or haunt. Basically a themed roller coaster here at Blackpool. And I'm gonna get it out of the way first. We're gonna go and do it now. Just a little bit of an underwhelming start as all the actors in the station, or the pre-station building for Sirens there, they just kind of sat there and nodded at me, all 4 of them. They didn't do anything. You can't see anything now, but you can kind of see it. Either way, this is Blackpool Pleasure Beach. All right, let's do another SLC. Time for Sirens. Okay, well, that is Sirens Infusion done. I will say though that that was basically what you would get with any elaborate theme parks. Regular setup for a roller coaster, i.e. elaborate costuming and constant theming, of which this coaster doesn't have, obviously, year-round. But for this event it does, and it's in pitch black, and it actually was really good. I don't know what people are talking about that SLC. I found it actually pretty, maybe not smooth, it just rained recently, which may be a contributing factor to why that is. But I've been on a lot of SLCs over the years, and I didn't really find that one that bad. And with the pitch black aspect, it was actually very unique for what is a very typical ride. A little bit of a turn of spin, but I don't think it was that great overall of a package from a haunt perspective. I think it was a little bit lazy, Probably should do something more effective next year, have a better ride open. All right, we got 6 haunts to do because one of the main ones is closed today because of wind concerns. The largest one here, which is very disappointing. But because of that, with the 8 haunt tickets, you get to do another one twice. So I'm gonna wind through all of this. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get all of it done in an hour, and Passage at the end, which I'm gonna do on my way out. Hopefully, as I bought a combo ticket for 50 pounds. Actually, it was 35 pounds for that. 50 pounds for that combined. So hopefully we'll get there. If not, maybe tomorrow. I'm very excited for my visit here tomorrow when all these attractions will be open. But for now, just a few tonight. We will see the Laughing Man tomorrow. But for now, we're going to something called The Lost. I will admit I've watched POVs of all of the mazes from this event. I'm very disappointed that I can't share them with you, but that's understandable as it was a media event when that was occurring. So we'll do our best to give you our impressions of what we think of this particular event. Hopefully Blackpool does not ban me after today. Just finished the train and the rain is coming down. There's only a half an hour left. So this is going to be adventurous. We got 5 attractions still left to do. We'll see how we do in 40 minutes. I'll give you a review of everything at the end of the vlog, that's for sure. Alright, we are headed out. I just did Lost. I have so many mazes to cover before we wrap the vlog up, but just having talked to one of the organizers, they're keeping Passage open for me for another 10 minutes. So I'm going to the front of the park to go do that experience. It's been there for 25 years. It's really kind of like a marquee attraction attached to Blackpool. I was going to do a separate vlog for it, but I think I might attach it to this one. If I sound out of breath, it's because I am, because I just ran from 5 attractions back to back, and I got a lot to say and I'm gonna forget a bit. They're also doing an event in April of next year, which I'm certainly hoping that I get to, because Passage will be 25 years old next year, and they're planning a big event with some influencers, etc. They were also able to confirm for me that you are indeed allowed to shoot inside the park, just not the scare mazes, as I thought. Always get double confirmations from security if you don't think the answer is quite what you would expect or is the norm. River Caves is closed. Unfortunately, you did get a little bit of a touch of what was going on in there. What a fantastic attraction. I've never been on it before, oddly enough, but it was incredible. With the handheld flashlight or lantern that you used to go through the experience, it was unbelievable. Super dark, an amazing interpretation of a tunnel of love. And I haven't even talked about the ghost train, which I didn't capture any footage of, which I will do tomorrow, but I'm gonna cover my ghost train review in tomorrow's vlog. But that experience was unbelievable. That is one of the best ghost trains in the world, and with the actors, it's unbelievable. We're off to Pasaje. Okay, Pasaje Del Terror time. They stayed open just so I could do it. The lights are going out. I'm gonna go in. I'll give you my review on the way out. No mobile phones before entering, but I can do a little bit of a setup and kind of give you an idea of what it looks like in here before we go in to Pasaje. Okay, I got a lot to cover here, and it's raining like crazy behind me out on the promenade, which the illuminations are occurring. I'm going to be covering that in a vlog tomorrow, and as it's just pouring down now, why would I be doing that now? I'm not on any sleep, so why should I do that? I need to go to bed, but I'm going to enjoy a pint beforehand. But I digress. What can I say about this event? It was a very tepid start to begin with, I will say. And then once I started getting into the mazes, the first thing I need to point out, if you watch Theme Park Worldwide or Blackpool Pleasure Beach Experience and some other great vlogs out there that covered this event, they actually got to go through them, so you can see what the highlights of these attractions are. I did manage to get lost in, and I also managed to get in the Hell Tunnel, which was phenomenal, and also Lost was phenomenal as well. The thing about this particular, or the way that they do the scare event here, it's so theatric. I think that this place benefits, at least the country, benefits from the fact that you have so many thespians, let's say, that live in the UK, that are so just generally talented, and are very into the setups and the scenes for every scene as you go through these mazes. You're talking more of like a dungeon type of experience with the mazes as you go from room to room to room, and there's like a big presentation, and then you kind of get chased out of the room. That was definitely the case of Lost. The Hell Tunnel, however, that was one big, long, protracted, intense experience. Unbelievable. Lots of shovels being like literally thrown at your head. Like, it was very intense down there. I missed the clown maze, unfortunately, as well as controllers, I want to call it. Unfortunately, it wasn't open today, so I wasn't able to do that. Had a very great conversation with one of the organizers of the event, and they're going to be doing something in April next year, as I said, for Pasaje. So I did manage to get on the ghost train, which was phenomenal, with the actors actually in the course of the ride. That was a standout experience for what is one of the best ghost trains in the world. Wow, that was really great, and all the effects were working, so tomorrow might be an underwhelming experience because of that, if, say, the effects aren't working. But that doesn't really mean anything other than the fact that if you're going to do that ghost train, that's the only way you want to do it, because it was really, like, unbelievable. As was River Caves. That is a complete blackout experience for the ride, and you're given that lantern to sort of carry on through the course of the ride. very effective. A very big fan of how that was set up. I'm looking forward to seeing how the ride looks during the day normally tomorrow, because it's going to be a completely different experience. There were scare actors in the caves as well that just jump out. There's only about 3 of them in there, but very effective interpretation of that ride for this event. So the 2 mazes that I mainly did, Lost and also the Hell Tunnel, were standout mazes. They were great. I wouldn't say aesthetically, like thematically they were great. It was just like what they used with what's available here in Blackpool, with that basically being a big long tunnel underneath the entire amusement park that you travel to get out. What a phenomenal ending to that particular maze. Real big fan. I didn't really like Sirens, the Infusion thing. It was definitely left me lacking. And then also the train, the ghost train going through. I think there could have been a lot more to that. But as they said, there's a very tongue-in-cheek sense of humor to the Blackpool event. They're fully aware of the vloggers that come here to review it and their interpretations of it. So they say, you know, it might be a bit bleep, you know, but we're trying our best. I love that sort of like tongue-in-cheek sense of humor and transparency from Blackpool when it comes to that. And that's what you get with this event, unlike anything that you get, say, in North America, where I'm from. Whew, that's a mouthful, and I haven't even covered Pasaje, which I'm just gonna boil it down. That was probably one of the best haunted houses in the world. It's gonna be in the top 5. Imagine if you took my Martino Manor vlog from earlier in Toronto, and that particular maze had been there for 25 years, and they just added to it and made those scenes and all the set pieces are just really world class. And I love the fact that you're like, they have trap doors and rooms where they actually open the door that you don't expect to go through. It's very claustrophobic down there. The actual decor is probably the best I've seen in any haunted house ever. Lots of horror themes that are horror themes and tropes. It's good to see Pinhead in a haunted house, as he's a distinctively British monster or horror villain, if you will. So yeah, Pasaje, unbelievable. Everything I thought it would be. Great to bookend it with the event here today, because it is better than any of the mazes in the course of the Blackpool event, but they're working on it, and I'm sure they're going to be there eventually. Oh my god, I need a pint, I need to go to the washroom, I need to check in my hotel. But that's it for the vlog today. It's been a crazy day. I'm going to establish myself in the UK. I'm going to come back here to Blackpool for a much calmer day tomorrow, where we'll do all the major rides, and I may cover a couple of the things that I might have forgotten about in tonight's event. Sad that I missed the clown maze and the outdoor one, which I didn't have any control over that. But nonetheless, a relatively successful event here at Blackpool. There's not been that much good word of mouth about this event. I would say they're getting there, and in a couple of years this might be one of the best events haunt-wise in the UK. But there's plenty, and I have a lot to cover in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for that, as we're gonna hit pretty much every big one that they have here, including Alton Towers, Thorpe Park. We are going to Chessington, but there's no real scare event happening there. But we're also going to Tully's Farm as well, which is a very exciting and famous haunt here in the UK. All right, guys, I should wrap it up. It's taken forever, but because there was so lack of filming and with the rain and everything, I apologize for not getting enough coverage of the event as I would have otherwise. But we appreciate you watching nonetheless. Always enjoy.